watching Superfast 50 at 3 p.m. I'm Suesha Sam. Beginning with the first story, Union Home Minister Amit Shah touched down at Vaishya Devi Shrine at Katra in Jammu and Kashmir to begin his 3-day visit to the Union Territory. Internet services have been suspended in Jammu and Rajouri as a precautionary measure as Union Home Minister Amit Shah has a rally scheduled at Rajouri. One of the main aspects of the Home Minister's current visit is the possible announcement of the Pahari community of Jammu and Kashmir being given the status of a scheduled tribe. A recommendation for the reservation was further made by the Jammu and Kashmir Commission on socially and educationally backward classes ahead of the Home Minister's visit. Home Minister Amit Shah sends out the biggest message from the centre, giving a befitting reply to the naysayers. Amit Shah said that Kashmir has silenced all the critics today who claimed that there would be a river of blood.
धारा 370 जाएगी तो फिर पंजाब पर आग लग जाएगी। आज की ये रैली उन लोगों को जवाब है जो कहते थे धारा 370 जाएगी तो खून की नदियां बह जाएगी।
Union Home Minister said that in the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, there has been a curb on terror activities in the valley. He added that stone pelting has now stopped and instead tourism business has grown in the past few years.
आए दिन पथराव के समाचार अखबार में आप पढ़ते थे या नहीं पढ़ते थे? बोलो भाई, जोर से बोलो, सुनाई नहीं पड़ा? पढ़ते थे या नहीं पढ़ते थे? अब पथराव के समाचार आते हैं क्या? आते हैं क्या? मोदी जी ने युवाओं के हाथ से पत्थर लेकर लैपटॉप थमाने का काम किया है, नौकरी देने का काम किया।
Speaking at the rally in Rajouri, Home Minister Amit Shah spoke about the reinstatement of rights to various communities in Jammu and Kashmir, further speaking about how benefits of the Minorities Act was made possible after the Article 370 was revoked. Home Minister Amit Shah eventually spoke about working for a reservation for certain communities in the Union Territory in accordance with recommendations of a Jammu and Kashmir Reservation Commission.
धारा 370 को हटाने से यहाँ पिछड़ों को, दलितों को, आदिवासियों को और पहाड़ियों को अपना अधिकार मिलने वाला है।
Teams of the SDRF left from Dehradun after at least 28 trainees of the Nehru Mountaineering Institute were reported trapped at an avalanche at the Danda 2 mountain peak in the Draupadi ranges in Uttarakhand. Teams of the NDRF, Army and ITBP have been sent. Jammu and Kashmir's Director General of Prisons, Hemant K. Lohia, was found murdered at his residence here in Jammu, with the police suspecting his domestic help as the main culprit. The main accused in the case of the Jammu and Kashmir DG's murder was arrested by the police between Ramban and Udhampur as multiple raids were undertaken in the two districts in order to nab the servant.
ये कल शाम का वाकया है, बहुत ही दुखद घटना है। शुरुआती जांच में ऐसा लग रहा है कि एक लड़का जो डोमेस्टिक हेल्प के तौर पे उनके साथ काम करता था, 4-5 महीनों से काम कर रहा था, उसका हाथ है इस घटना में। CCTV फुटेजेस अवेलेबल है जिसमें वो भागता हुआ नज़र आ रहा है। जो हथियार इस कांड में इस्तेमाल हुआ है उसको बरामद कर लिया गया है। फिलहाल टेरर एंगल का कोई भी एविडेंस इसमें नहीं आया।
Jammu and Kashmir Police released a statement in connection with the murder of Jammu and Kashmir DG H.K. Lohia with the servant Yasir, who is being named as the main accused in the case. The police further stated that there was no terror angle apparent in the case. Former Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh was granted bail on the condition of a surety of a bond of 1 lakh rupees by the Bombay High Court. With the bail granted in connection with the ED's money laundering scam, the former minister has been charged. he would still remain behind bars as the CBI case against him persists. A crackdown on the PFI continues in the country with at least 4 members of the organization arrested in New Delhi. A message alleged to be by the PFI with the message reading "We will be back" was found at Mangaluru. As a poster war brews between the Congress and the BJP in Karnataka, the BJP has launched posters over Congress leader Siddaramaiah having helped the PFI on previous occasions. A DMK functionary was named as the reason of a woman committing suicide at the district of Pudukkottai in Tamil Nadu. The DML functionary and his wife allegedly threatened to send her to prison under a murder case. BJP held protests at Pudukkottai demanding the arrest of the people mentioned in the suicide note. The police eventually acted on the case and suspended 3 police officers, including the wife of the DMK functionary. Maharashtra Congress President Nana Patole sought to link the spread of Lumpy virus disease among cattle to the cheetahs brought from Namibia and released last month, thereby blaming the BJP for bringing in the virus to the country.
लोग जो है नाइजीरिया करके एक देश है, वहाँ पर ये कई सालों से था और ये चित्ता भी जो लाया गया है उधर से ही लाया गया है। तो चित्ते के चिट्ठे और गैया के चिट्ठे ये दोनों समान आते हैं। ये केंद्र की सरकार ने जानबूझकर किसानों का नुकसान करने के लिए ये व्यवस्था बनाई है।
Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis took potshots on Congress leader Nana Patole over his cheetah remark and said that the latter talks ignorantly for media attention, otherwise he won't be seen altogether, after the Congress leader earlier stated that the BJP had brought cheetahs from Namibia to spread the lumpy skin disease. Indian Air Force Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary commented on China-bound Iranian airline and the Air Force's protocol in connection with such incidents.
As regards to the recent air violations or incursions or increased air activity by the Chinese, we continuously monitor it by continuously enhancing our air defense efforts there. We have increased the presence of radars and SHW systems. We have networked them into our into our IACCS network, and appropriate non-escalatory air defense measures are taken.
Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary, while speaking about indigenous defense industries on the rise, stated that they acted as an opportunity for the defense forces to overcome any shortfalls for spares traditionally acquired from Ukraine and Russia.
से हमने लगभग 62,000 स्पेयर्स डोमेस्टिकली हम प्रोक्योर करते हैं, स्पेयर्स एंड कंपोनेंट्स। तो इसीलिए हमारी जो डिपेंडेंसी है रशिया और यूक्रेन पे दिन पे दिन घटती जा रही है। एंड वी आर कॉन्फिडेंट दैट विद द डोमेस्टिक इंडस्ट्री स्टेपिंग अप वी विल बी एबल टू ओवरकम एनी शॉर्टफॉल इन स्पेयर्स फ्रॉम दैट वी हैव बीन ट्रेडिशनली एक्वायरिंग फ्रॉम रशिया एंड यूक्रेन।
A special PMLA court extended Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut's judicial custody, thereby denying his bail plea. His custody has been extended till the 10th of October in connection with the Patra Chaul land scam case as a result. Peter Mukherjee's son, Rahul Mukherjee, was deposed before a special CBI court with the cross-examination to be carried out by Indrani Mukherjee's lawyer in connection with the murder of Sheena Bora. Both Indrani Mukherjee and Peter Mukherjee were present during the deposition. 6 people were injured during stones that were pelted by 2 unidentified suspects amid Navratri celebrations at a village of Undhela in Gujarat. Police were further deployed at the village in order to avoid any further escalation.
स्टोन पेल्टिंग किया, उसमें बहुत 6-7 लोगों को छोटी मोटी इंजरी हुई है। उसकी अभी प्राइमरी ट्रीटमेंट चालू है और जितने भी लोग थे आरोपी में, तो कौन कौन थे वो सब अभी ग्रामजनों जो है उनकी पूछताछ करके उनको आइडेंटिफाई किया जाएगा और जितने भी लोग हैं उनके खिलाफ सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
And RJD leader Manoj Shah was denied permission to visit Pakistan for an event by the Ministry of External Affairs, stating that the event was organized in the memory of Asma Jahangir, a co-founder of the Pakistan Human Rights Commission. Manoj Shah called denial of permission unfortunate.
और पूरे दक्षिण एशिया में उनके काम से हर कोई वाकिफ है। बड़े लोगों के बच्चे बिजनेस कर लें पाकिस्तान के साथ, वहाँ के लोगों के साथ, लेकिन मैं जहाँ अपने देश का पक्ष रख सकता था वो डिनाई होता। और विसंगति देखिए, MHA FCRA क्लियरेंस देता है जो मुझे कल मिला, और MEA पॉलिटिकल क्लियरेंस डिक्लाइन करता है।
A minor boy was made to perform the nude worship ritual in the district of Hubballi in Karnataka. 3 accused in the case were stripped after a boy was made to strip his clothes for the ritual, and a video of the same was eventually uploaded on social media. Vedanta Hospital has released a statement on the latest update of Samajwadi Party patriarch Mulayam Singh Yadav. The hospital has stated that Mulayam is in critical care unit.
देश के बेमिसाल नेता है, उनकी कोई मिसाल नहीं है। वो तो शानदार और बेमिसाल नेता है। गरीबों के, लाचारों के, बेसहारा लोगों का मसला है देश का। अब सारे लोग ये प्रार्थना भगवान से करते हैं कि वो जल्दी स्वस्थ हों और ठीक हों।
Two groups clashed and hurled stones at each other over putting up a religious flag in Savli town in Gujarat's Vadodara district. Now, according to the police, 36 people have been arrested. The incident occurred on Saturday night after a group of people objected to members of another community trying to put up a religious flag alongside their flag on an electricity pole. At least 5 attempts to infiltrate drones from Pakistan were foiled by the Punjab police at the border in the state. The police fired at least 37 rounds at the drones as they attempted to enter the country 5 times in 5 hours. The drones were spotted near Patole in Punjab's district of Gurdaspur. The CBI recently declared the death of a fisherman named Paresh Mehta during a riot at the district of Hanowar in Karnataka in 2016 as an accident. The report by the CBI comes 4.5 years following the incident. Troops of the Border Security Force recovered contraband suspected to be heroin from the truck during an inspection of trucks from Pakistan loaded with Afghan dry fruits. The bust was made at the trade gate at the integrated checkpost at the Atari border near Amritsar in Punjab. Sources state Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is expected to announce the details of his national agenda on the occasion of Dussehra. The announcement is expected to be made during a party meet scheduled at his residence at the Telangana Bhavan. Live chickens and bottles of liquor were seen distributed by a TRS leader in Warangal ahead of the possible announcement by Telangana Chief Minister KCR in connection with the national wing of the TRS. Singaporean diplomat Ong Keng Yong, while commenting on relations between India and China, stated that there ought to be a conclusion for the differences between the two countries, further stating that smooth business was being hampered in the region as a result.
The important thing now is that both sides have to sit down and go through all the possible scenario, all the possible options, and then have a commonsensical conclusion. We maintain our respective position. We cannot get any conclusion.
The last outpost near China border in Dharma Valley of Pithoragarh district received the 3rd snowfall of the season on the 2nd of October, with the snowfall acting as an indication of the onset of winter in Uttarakhand. A major fire broke out at Ramleela Pandal at Itawa in Uttar Pradesh. The fire was a result of a short circuit as an effigy of Ravan was burned during Navratri celebrations. A major fire broke out at a garage in the Lalbari area of Domjur in Havra, leading to at least 4 vehicles burning as a result of the incident. Firefighting operations were undertaken at the site with no injuries that were reported during the incident. An unidentified ballistic missile reported to have been fired by North Korea recently flew over the Omari prefecture in Japan, prompting Japanese authorities to ask citizens to evacuate the shelters. The Japanese government further issued an alert urging in Japan's Hokkaido and Omaru prefectures to stay inside the buildings. Japan on Tuesday condemned North Korea's firing of an intermediate-range ballistic missile over the country for the first time in 5 years, which forced Japanese authorities to issue evacuation notices and suspend trains. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol said that North Korea's missile launch would face a decisive response from South Korea, its allies, and from the international community. Recent images from North Korean state media show show what could have been the missile that Pyongyang had launched over Japan, with missiles paraded through North Korea's most recent big military parade in April this year displayed missiles suspected to be the latest version of the Hwasong-12. An Indonesian police chief and 9 elite officers were removed from their posts, and 18 others are being investigated for responsibility in the firing of tear gas inside a soccer stadium that set off a stampede that led to the death of at least 125 people. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that Ukrainian fighters who had been imprisoned by Russia for months were reunited with their families. The release of the Azov fighters who defended the Azovstal steel plant in the besieged city of Mariupol was secured in a high-profile prisoner swap in September. In exchange for the release of 200 Ukrainian citizens and 15 foreign nationals, Ukraine gave up an ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, pro-Russian Ukrainian opposition leader Viktor Medvedchuk. Ukrainian forces have broken through Moscow's defenses in the strategic southern Kherson region. The Russian military had acknowledged the same. Russia's defense ministry spokesperson Igor Konashevkov has said in his daily briefing with tank units in the direction of Zolotaya Balka, the enemy managed to penetrate into the depths of our defense. Brazilian presidential candidate Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva met with strategists and campaign advisors to draw up a new plan with which they hope to win against incumbent President Jair Bolsonaro. However, da Silva may have a tougher path to victory than what he and his team had thought just days ago when polls showed him leading Bolsonaro by double digits. Severe weather had hit several locations in Arizona. A tornado was reported near Williams, near the Grand Canyon, while a dust storm swept through Phoenix, lowering visibility and whipping around palm trees. Up to 10 homes were damaged after the tornado touched down Monday in northern Arizona, but authorities said that there were no reported injuries. The marine biologist who is in a race against time to save a coral reef in Maldives and find out if the International Nectar Science mission exploring offshore can provide vital new data to help her on the tiny island of Fula Du Aya Nasim, and the Maldives Coral Institute are involved in a labor of love. Barcelona head coach Xavi Hernandez refused to be drawn on a possible move to bring Lionel Messi back to the club ahead of his side's crucial Champions League tie away to Inter Milan. The two teams are level in second place in Group C with 3 points from their opening in 2 matches. Antonio Conte has defended his style of play by suggesting that his teams would never concede 6, 7 or 8 goals, as he hinted at Manchester United's defeat to Manchester City as an example. Tottenham will look to bounce back from defeat in the North London derby against Arsenal when they face Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League. Porto will try to earn its first point when it hosts Bayer Leverkusen in their third game in Group B in the Champions League. The German side arrive at the Estadio do Dragão, having won and lost one of their first two games. An independent investigation into the scandals that erupted in the National Women's Soccer League last season found emotional abuse and sexual misconduct were systemic in the sport, impacting multiple teams, coaches and players, according to a report that was released. Fifth seed Andrei Rublev booked his place in the second round of the Astana Open with a straight sets win over qualifier Laszlo Djere. Rublev forced a solitary break in either set and completed a 6-4, 6-3 victory over 2021 Astana Open quarter finalist Djere in 1 hour and 11 minutes.